All right, starting lesson 7.1, adding and subtracting polynomials. Now the most basic polynomial is a monomial. All right, it's just one term. Can contain numbers and variables with powers, okay, but you're multiplying all the pieces. All right, and then here's a basic breakdown of what the degree is. Now why would the degree be 0 here? Because essentially I could put a variable next to here and raise it to a power of 0, okay? And anything to the 0th power is 1. That's why the x is no longer there. But that's what degree means. It means what is the highest power. Okay, so here we have 1, and here we have 1 plus 2. So you take the two powers from both of the variables and you add them up, which gives you 3. And here we have 5. All right, and here are a bunch of examples of what a monomial is not, and the reasons for it. All right, let's do a couple examples to solidify our understanding of this concept. Find the degree of each monomial. All right, well, here's our variable, and the power is 2, so the degree is 2. All right, what's the degree of this monomial? Well, the power here is 1. Here I have 3, so 1 plus 3 is 4. Here I have 3 and 3. I'm just looking at the power of the variables. That's it. So 3 plus 3, that's 6. And here there isn't a variable, but I could put one there. And what would the power be for it in order for it to disappear? It would be 0. So the degree is 0. That's all there is to it. All right, core concept, binomials, trinomials. All right, monomial means one term. Binomial means 2 terms. Trinomial means 3 terms. All right, then there's a couple other terms here. Leading coefficient, and the constant term, and the degree. We already covered what the degree is. The leading coefficient is simply the number in front of the variable with highest degree, or the term with the highest degree. And then the constant term is just whatever's at the end that doesn't have a variable. All right, example 2, writing a polynomial in standard form. Write 15x minus x to the third plus 3 in standard form. Okay, standard form means we start with the highest power and whatever number is in front of it, so that's x to the third. Here I have positive 15x, so it's plus 15x. And then I have essentially a power of 0 here for the variable, so I add 3 at the end. That's my constant. Then it asks you to identify the coefficient, leading coefficient, and also the degree. So the degree is what? It's 3. It's the highest power. And the leading coefficient is what? Well, what's the number in front of the term that indicates the degree of the polynomial? It's negative 1. All right, that's all there is to it. Then we're done. All right, example 3, write each polynomial in standard form, identify the degree, and classify each polynomial by the number of terms. Okay, here there's nothing I could do with it. There's no reordering that needs to take place. The degree is 4. Degree is 4. And classify each polynomial by the number of terms. Okay, there's only one term here, so it's a monomial. All right, done with that. The next one, we have to reorder it. So that would come first, highest power, and then the next highest power, and then the constant. And the degree is, what's the highest power? 2. And since there are 3 terms, it's a trinomial. Alrighty. And the last one, highest power first. And what's the degree? What's the highest power? 5. And then we have a binomial. All right, that's all there is to these. On to the next example. Find the sum. All right, the first part in parentheses, we're multiplying by 1. That doesn't change anything. So we just drop the parentheses. The next one we're multiplying by positive 1 as well. So we just drop the parentheses in this case. All right, now we combine like terms. I have 2x cubed plus x cubed, that's 3x cubed. All right, because that's a 1 here. Then I have negative 5x squared plus 2x squared is negative 3x squared. And then I have x minus 1. All right, done with that one. Surprised they don't have a minus in the example. That'll be in the next example. All right, so same deal as before. There's a 1 in front here, so just distribute. Same thing here. So you just drop the parentheses for both. All right, add like terms. So 4x squared plus 5x, and then negative 6 plus 10, which is 4. Done. Next example. All right, here we have a 1 in front, so we just drop the parentheses. But here we have a negative 1 in front, so you don't just drop the parentheses, you have to distribute that negative 1. So the sign changes for each term. So it's going to be plus 2n squared minus 2n plus 4. All right, so we have 4n squared plus 2n squared, which is 6n squared minus 2n plus 9. Done. All right, here we're distributing a 1, drop the parentheses. Here we're distributing a negative 1, so change the sign of each term. So I'm going to have 4x squared minus 3x plus 5 minus 3x squared plus x plus 8. So I have x squared, and I have negative 2x, and I have plus 13. Done. All right, if you have any questions, please make sure to ask. Begin the assignment at the bottom of the page.